Hello and welcome to Tales from the Backlog. My name is Steve Boshier, and I'm loosely inspired by that guy falling off a building down there. If you don't know this channel, this is Shadows of Archonia, where we play all sorts of different tabletop role-playing games. On Friday nights, there's an in-person game at my gaming table in the other room. But on Monday nights, like tonight, we play this show. We stream this show called Tales from the Backlog, where we try out all sorts of different games in 2 to 3 session little stories usually. Tonight is our first time in Blades 68, which is the Playtest draft, as you can see twice in huge letters right there, of an upcoming expansion for Blades in the Dark. So, Jason, why don't you tell us about it?
Oh, hey, that's me telling us about thing and stuff, right? Me. So this is an upcoming supplement for Blades in the Dark, basically taking the pseudo Victorian, Edwardian, dark fantasy setting and dragging it, kicking and screaming into the sunlight of the 60s. In this case, I believe it's like 768, but it's supposed to be evoking the vibe of the 1960s, free love, James Bond shit, like all that. Like it's a bit more modern. So I thought this would be a fun one to bring to the show, because I know we've done a bunch of OG Blades in the Dark, and I mean, we got Cody down here, we got Steve over here. Damn
nope.
So close. So close. I thought about it, and then I was like, wait, no, it's the other way. Nope.
For a second, I was barely here at all.
So one of the things I wanted to do tonight was honestly just basically do a session 0 to make build our characters, build our crew. Because I know like Cindy hasn't played this before, and it's been a hot minute since I've played a Forged in the Dark game, and I didn't want to stress about it too much.
All right.
Yeah. So, are we going to introduce? Are y'all going to introduce yourselves, and then we're going to get to making characters, or how are we doing that, Steve?
Sure, let's do it. I know we've all at least started making characters, but just very loosely, so we can finish them up here.
Have you all do you all know what playbook you're using?
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
Steve?
I'm a swinger.
Cool. So, introduce yourselves, give us your, highlight that character name, and let us know what playbook you're using.
All right. So my name is Steve, as I said, but tonight my name is Jazz. Jazz Rocks, and I am an operative.
What do operatives do?
Operatives are kind of like spies doing espionage for one of the factions in the world. Tentatively, I've chosen Section 6 because I liked it the best, but if there's some narrative reason we come up with to change it, I am not married to it.
Is it usually on me or on...
Clockwise around
so,
the thing.
I'm Cody. I'm very excited to be here. I was a huge fan of Blades in the Dark, so when I saw that we were doing Blades again, I jumped on board right away. My name today is Jameson Rapture, codename Oxford, like the shoe. I'm a swinger, and fun fact about me in life, I do swing dancing in real life, so that's why I thought of the shoes. And the tagline for the swinger is, the wheeler and dealer, the life of the party.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's going to be me. It's going to be very different for those longtime viewers where they knew me as Buck. It'll be the exact opposite. Hopefully, I'll be more likable than the last character I played on this stream.
You mean the angry lump?
No, I'm talking about...
the
I don't remember my name.
Oh, yeah, the mothership character.
Something Stenson or whatever?
Yeah. Dr. Fuck It Up, we call you.
Okay. My name's Cindy. I'm going to play Uma Klinanvu, and I am playing from the playbook. It's called The Veteran. So I believe I chose the Alluvium War to be a veteran from. Not going to go into the politics of that, but I also go by Knuckles because I like to fight in the pits.
All right.
Usually when I've been drinking too much.
Apologies. I'm going to be right back.
No problem.
Well, while the DM is gone, I want to say I think Buck was super likable.
No, Buck was likable. I was just playing off what you said. I liked Buck.
Buck was definitely a character.
I'm gonna do this real quick so that as we build out these characters, I can actually show it on screen.
Oh, damn.
There we go.
All right,
I was
found
all
this.
my beautiful face. You're hiding my beautiful face.
Well, not anymore.
I know. Now you're not.
Well, you weren't here when I started. All right. Okay, so there's that. Someone on the Discord for this playtest made this spreadsheet. I would throw a shout out, but I don't remember. But yeah, we can use these as if we like to. There we go. What would you like to do first, Mr. Guy?
Honestly, I'm really just gonna go go through the character creation process from the book. So we've already got our playbooks. But just to kind of go over the other playbooks that were available. There's the Hound, which has become more of like a PI with a cool pet. Hard-boiled PI, more than like locked mystery PI. There's the Intellectual, who are like a scientist, an engineer, a thinky, smarty type person. Yeah. There's the Radicals, which are people who are really good at blowing stuff up and caring very deeply about a cause. The Paranormalist, who is someone who is good at paranormal stuff. Thank you, playbook description. I would never have gotten that. I'm kind of just riffing off the playbook descriptions here. Paranormalist. Paranormalists are good at paranormal stuff. Never would have guessed that. And the Hull. And the Hull is kind of something that they pulled from classic Blades and made it more. So Hull are a human soul powering a robot body with no memory of their former life. There are more than a few of these in the city now, doing menial, essentially slave labor tasks. And they are mostly powered by... Sorry. I am... Basically, they're prison labor.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing that I can't remember the specific name of off the top of my head. But it's this whole thing where like they're taking prisoners, like incarcerated people, and going, well, you're going to repay your debt to society by we're going to put your soul into this robot, and you're going to perform menial bullshit tasks. And what's Soylent Green?
Exactly.
Yeah. So there's a couple other playbooks that are more like advanced playbooks. There's like a vampire and 2 time traveler playbooks that I think are really cute. Because one of them is from the future and one of them is from the past. And I really like that the from the past playbook is done up in the graphic design style of classic. Of
the original? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cute. But yeah, so those are just the other playbooks to give everyone at home an idea of other sorts of characters that are out there in this game. because for me, I actually really like what they did with the Hound. Yeah, like they're all really kind of cool. But we're gonna move on, and so I'm looking at the playtest PDF on page 36, just to try and get you all over there, because you're gonna choose your heritages.
All right.
Where are you from? So there's the Akaros, which is essentially that's where Duskval is in Akaros.
And that is what I chose.
There's the Dagger Isles, which is a tropical archipelago, where there were the Imperium and the USC have fought many proxy wars there. There's Iruvia.
Oh, that's where I'm from. I read my thing wrong. I fought in the Unity War 3, from Iruvia.
Okay. There's Severos, which is a sort of land of windswept plains. It was the first to join the Imperium, and although it is now an independent protectorate, the tendrils of Akaros are deeply embedded therein.
And that's where I'm from.
Oh, we're all from different continents. Okay.
Cool.
Okay, I have to say, whatever's going on with the map as you scroll is fucking sick, dude.
Oh yeah, I was going to point it out when there was a break. The United Skav continent, the color of it on the map is too similar to the color I'm keying out in the background of my image viewing app. So yeah, you can just it's an invisible continent.
It's really cool looking though, because it looks like it's moving, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see why that's weird. I'm like, oh, okay. Cool, man. Yeah. So yeah, we got Akaros, Severos, and Iruvia's down there we go.
Yeah, and where we are is Duskval, which is there, the northern part of Akaros.
Cool. Well, there is then there's also the USC. The Slovakians finally achieved independence with Unity War 3, and they formed the United Skav Covenant, which is, I mean, very Soviet Russia coded.
Yeah.
For all those out there who remember Soviet Russia.
You can tell by the colors.
There's three of us in this.
That is so rude.
It's not rude if it's true.
I remember it.
And then finally we have Tycheros, which is it's an unknown exactly where or what Tycheros is, but monorail carriages still arrive from there periodically. Leading theories are that it is either another planet out in the blue, or a wormhole to another dimension, or the distant past, or distant future. They're going a little weird. Honey, what did I say?
You said it's either from the distant past or the distant future.
No.
So if
I said I need my desk space.
Yeah, there it is. By the way, Steve, while you have a misbehaving child, jog my memory. Wasn't Duskval previously surrounded by a giant cage of lightning, and everything on the other side was the Deadlands?
Yep.
And that's
not everything. Everything on the immediate outside of Duskval was the Deadlands. There were other like all these continents were in OG Blades.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Righteous, man.
Just they didn't get quite as much honestly quite as much focus. Like Severin was a Tycharian.
Yeah, this is the same list of continents in the original book.
Oh, okay, cool.
So Cody, if you look at that map he's got up on stream now, like that whole, like you're right, like just like that right end of it on.
Yeah.
I'm pointing at it, but you can't see what I'm pointing at.
I've got a cursor over it.
Yeah, like what Steve's motioning at right now. That was like part of the Deadlands back in the day.
So
and now it's been reclaimed.
Yeah, there's still a border, but it's expanded.
Okay, cool.
And one of the big new things about Duskfall is the blue. So, like, basically, like, classic Duskfall, you got, like, maybe a little bit of dusk or dawn style sunlight around noon for a little bit. Now, I mean, at least if you're reading the ad copy, it's blue skies in the city.
24/7, except for 3 hours?
Well,
or 1 hour?
More like it's like real daylight now.
Okay.
The reality of it is a bit less than that. And the transition from blue skies to not is a little more psychedelic than a traditional dawn or dusk.
Yeah, and it lasts several hours. There's like several hours of turning it on, and then it's blue.
Yeah.
And several hours of turning it off. And in between, it's crazy.
All right. So now that we got backgrounds now that we've got heritage out of the way, let's go for some backgrounds. Do y'all know what your character's background is?
I know it? No.
So
have I
you're
chosen
basically
it?
detail your choice with your specific history. For example, like you were a laborer, you were a diner waitress, recently fired. Academic, labor, trade, military, professional, aristocrat, underworld.
I am an aristocrat.
I went academic.
Well, real quick, for Oxfords, were you I'm with it. Like, were you old money, nobility? Are you a
old
dilettante?
Money.
Okay,
old
okay.
Money. With it, yeah.
No. What? Did you have another thought on it?
Nope. I was just like, yeah.
Okay. Steve, you were thinking that Jazz Rocks is from an academic background?
Yeah, that's a little bit of Indiana Jones influence there.
Oh, okay. Okay. What kind of subject did you study?
That I hadn't gotten into. Let me think for a second, because it should be something unrelated to what I really do. You know what? Whatever the equivalent is of English literature. I don't know if they speak English in Duskfall, but Archonian literature.
Well, just like prose literature. General lit?
General lit and poetry.
And were you like a grad student?
No, I think I'm currently working as a professor.
Oh, okay, I like it.
Yeah.
Uma.
Yeah.
What kind of background does Uma have?
So I'm thinking that she was drafted into the Unity War.
Okay.
And
so
like
obviously you're ex-military. Are you you're ex-military?
Yeah. And
was she something before ex-military?
I'd say just pretty much they snagged her out of whatever the equivalent of high school is.
So the military is the primary, like...
Yeah, the military is the primary, yeah.
So what does she do now? Or what was she doing before whatever endeavors she, Oxfords, and Jazz are starting to get up to?
Pretty much just trying to get... going kind of from job to job, picking up this job and that job, sweeping floors to, maybe being a little bit of muscle for someone, being a bouncer somewhere.
Well, honestly, so
like that.
So what I'm hearing from you is like the two things that actually jump out to me there is like possibly an underworld bouncer or a janitor. And like I say that's like honestly kind of interesting. Like if you're just like a real like low key, like in your basic day to day, you're just like you're that person with a broom, you know, and some office building or university or something, just keeping stuff clean.
So but, you don't mean like a crime scene cleaner?
No.
This would be like
very mundane. I dig it.
No, like
no.
But ultimately, I'm still like for Uma. What is Cindy? What is Uma? Or what was Uma before she got radicalized into whatever horribly unlawful stuff all three of you were going to get into?
Well, yeah, like I said, she's been a janitor, like you said. Taking some side jobs, being muscle for a bouncer, maybe with the underworld and stuff. So maybe got some connections there. Tends to be kind of quiet and stuff. Hard time in the military. So
kind of what I want is, which one of those would you like to try and focus on with her? Like really kind of banal mundanity, like of the janitor background, or the like gritty, low-level thuggishness of being like an underworld bouncer at some unlicensed speakeasies, you know, fight clubs.
Probably the bouncer.
Okay. Yeah.
And because I think that goes in line with her kind of drinking problem. She's not going to be able to hold like a regular job.
No, that's kind of why I was pushing like, you know, just one or the other.
Yeah.
Like I like both of them.
Can we throw in the janitor thing as a backstory element? Maybe you work at the university, or you did in the past work in the university that I teach in, and that would explain how we crossed paths.
No, I love it.
Right. No, like she was probably a janitor, couldn't hold it down, couldn't hold the job. Too many late days, too many times coming in late, or not at all.
Like it's for the purposes of what we're doing, it's not focus, but I like it as a background element.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, get your nose out of that. Yeah, I know, I love you too.
I don't wanna.
So yeah, now we're going to your playbooks begin with 3 action dots already placed. Do you all have those?
Action.
Yeah, we're all using the template, so they should have them.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
Oh yeah,
I don't.
of course.
Yours, Cindy, you have 2 in hunt, and actually, veteran has 4 dots: 2 in hunt, 1 in skirmish, and 1 in command.
Give me a hot sec. Yes, they do. And since I don't know if there's an actual FAQ put together or a RADA put together for this yet. I'm just playing it like as vanilla as I can because I don't want to think that hard on it.
Yep.
So then that just means that Cindy is going to get that, as I think that's a bit of payback for having that one key deadlocked already.
Ah.
Okay.
So you've got those. Now what you're going to do is you're going to assign 4 more dots to them at the start of the game. No action may have a rating more than 2 dots. Excuse me. And assign your 4 dots like this. Put 1 dot into any action that you feel reflects your character's heritage.
Okay. I cannot mark on the sheet that I have, so it's going to be kind of... So,
how about I mark it for you on this one, and I'll just send you a screenshot when it's ready.
That works.
What was your heritage again? I forgot.
The heritage.
Third one.
Aruvia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that means that
Okay,
Cody
so
was from Scott.
4 more, you said?
So yeah, what you're going to do right now, what everyone's going to do right now is they're going to assign 1 dot in one of those abilities that reflects your character's heritage, or one of those actions.
Oh, that reflects the heritage.
Yes.
Yeah. So your heritage was Aruvia.
I have to remember what I read about that.
So Iruvia is a major world power occupying the desert region to the south. Iruvia was the first nation to secede from the Imperium, and later fought to support the secession of Skovlin. The war ended with the creation of the Null Zone, wiping out both South Point in Akaros and Bright Harbor in Iruvia. Since then, Iruvia has entered an isolationist period, allowing a small amount of trade with the outside world via Mistport and the Dagger Isles. So you're from lands, like, weirdly, if you look at the map, you're pretty like Iruvia is pretty close to Akaros, but no one's going through that Null Zone.
Right.
So everyone's got to take the long way around.
While you're thinking,
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what to put to that.
I'm from Cerebos. I'm old money Cerebos, and with that, I think a sense of nobility. So I went with a resolve skill. I went for consort, rank 1.
Nice.
Right. And I did, I'll try and remember, because I have my dots filled out from last week. I'll try and remember which one I took from Akaros. So I think I may have taken command because of that. Was that pre-filled? No. So I think I took command because Akaros was like the heart of the Imperium. So that's why I did that, I think.
Yeah, cool. Love it. Cindy, are you still thinking on yours?
I don't know. I mean, it's...
Well, like, which action do you want to put a dot in right now?
Well, it sounds like they did a lot of fighting.
Yeah.
And your name is
So,
not.
yeah.
If you want to
So,
drop
I mean, I'm thinking,
skirmish.
I'm thinking skirmish. Or
Yeah,
command, either one, but I think skirmish probably more so.
Yeah, that's absolutely valid. Just that's probably, your background in the war and like literally living where that war was happening.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a fucking valid. So next, we are going to put 1 dot in any action that you feel reflects your character's background.
Yeah, that one's easy for me. I put it in study since I have an academic background.
That fits.
Can we? I put mine in study at first because it matches in an aristocrat. But what does wrench mean in this context?
Oh, wrench replaced one of the ones from the other. It's basically building stuff and fixing stuff.
Okay, cool. So that'd also be nice to go over some words for. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
wrench
keep mine in
is
study though.
Okay. Keep it in study.
More culture and history than true academia.
I remember about wrench because it's called out in the system changes
Tinker.
section. It replaced
I
Tinker.
believe it's replaced. Yeah. So Cindy, what?
I was thinking about it. I'm thinking prowl.
Okay.
You're sneaking up and around enemy lines and stuff like that.
So this isn't going to be that so much as this is actually going to be referencing your underworld bouncer background.
Oh, that background.
Yes.
I got you. I thought you meant the military background.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Wreck is a fan favorite.
Probably
Like, I mean, I could
either
easily see
say
like
command or sway.
Yep. I mean, command is probably good from being like a bouncer telling people off.
Yeah, to go with command.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good choice.
And then, hey, check it out. You got 2 more dots to assign any the fuck where you want.
Yep. I put mine in hunt and I think finesse. Yeah, that was me.
Cool.
I went with attune and consort too. And attune, for those that don't know, is like usually dealing with like the paranormal. So that's your ghost skill.
You went with the tune and what? Consort?
Yeah, so you're not on my sheet, but it's okay. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you're not on hers.
It's not. I see. I wouldn't worry about.
You're
myself.
I'm just doing it for the stream.
Yeah, I'm a swinger.
Yeah.
I think I will put
I somehow moved it to the end.
my last 2 in prowl.
Ooh. Oh. For some reason, I thought command was consort, and I thought you were actually going for that 4-die saving throw there, like resist roll.
Yeah. Sadly, we couldn't. There is a hard limit.
No, so that's the resist roll is going to be how many actions you have dots in. So if you actually had 1 in each action for one of those.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Cool. So wait, Cindy, what did you take actions in there?
For the last 2,
Yes.
prowl.
Okay. Cool. All right, so we got those. Next, you are going to take a look at the special abilities for your playbook and choose one. So, Steve,
Yes.
what did Jazz Rocks take?
I took wet work. So when I push myself, I can also do one of the following. I can make an improbable shot at extreme distance or with extreme speed. Perform a feat of athletics that verges on the superhuman.
Oh, cool.
So anytime I do a push, I can also do one of those things. And I
There
know
you
what
go.
a push is in my
Cody.
brain, but not well enough to describe it. But
Cody, what special ability did you take?
Yeah, baby.
okay.
I took the Austin. Well, is that just from Austin Powers, right? Is it not from?
Yes,
something
it's
else?
from Austin
literally an
Powers.
Austin Powers reference.
When you agree to an NPC's proposal, even if it goes through complications, the crew's goals, everyone else gains 1 EXP while you clear 3 stress. So it's really good. Probably designed more for long form play.
Yeah.
Stress is like the health of your health more in this game. You can get physically hurt. But this is another one of those games where you're not really supposed to be fighting people. So it kind of kills me.
But no, it's a really cool ability. It helps you complicate things, but it also makes it worth everyone's while that you're complicating things.
Yeah.
And I really like that about that ability.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
a
say
good.
it like that every time. By the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Cindy, what other special ability is Uma taking?
Yeah.
I'm just finishing up reading because it's my first time actually seeing them.
So you've already got military discipline.
Okay. I
Yeah,
think
that
I'm
one's
going to
free.
take War Machine.
All right.
I would like to ask the DM. I know we'd already moved on from it, but can I get Groove Machine for free? Your
Groove
dance
Machine.
moves are exquisite.
Is that
It's a perk.
when you level up, you can take it.
You can just be a good dancer with no mechanical significance. That's free.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
All right. So you take it. So you've got so Uma's starting with military discipline, which means that twice per score, you may use your training to eliminate harm from an attack in combat or to push yourself during a fight. You're also taking War Machine, which is when you push yourself, you can also do one of the following. Sweep and secure a large area single-handedly and without pausing. Engage an improbable number of enemies in a ballet of violence. Okay.
My student film in USC was called Ballet of Fisticuffs. Yeah.
All right.
No.
Then you're gonna look at those. They I like. Oh, okay. So you're gonna choose. Next up is you're gonna choose one close friend and one rival. I'm gonna start with Steve on this.
Alrighty.
So, who is Jazz Rox's covert friend?
I went with Percy, a cat burglar, for my friend.
Oh.
I just had an image of like Spider-Man and the Black Cat hanging out on rooftops talking about stuff. So there was that. And then for
covert rival,
Carla, a field agent. Perhaps a rival operative, either working for my organization, we're like professional rivals, or maybe an enemy. Haven't really decided that.
that's cool. Well, like if it comes up, we will cross that bridge then.
Alrighty.
Cody, who's your fun friend?
The one that I'm on good terms with is Una Bell, a socialite.
And who's your fun rival?
Noteburn, politician.
Oh, okay. That like, what's your connection to that politician?
I didn't get to the because they have like little tags in the back of the book, right?
Oh,
For
there's
each
all
of these
kinds of
characters.
yeah. Just since we're not, like,
you know, honestly, I just assumed I slept with his daughter and his wife. You know.
Oh my god, dude.
What?
Didn't you just like 5 minutes ago say you hope this character's more likable?
Hey, this guy's a sleazebag.
See how that's the opposite?
No, that's fine.
also, like, no, Cody.
She's an adult.
This isn't like your enemy. This is just like this is a rival. It's still someone that you're like. It's a fun rival. It's, you know, he's someone you don't really get along with, but you'd still work with, sort of thing.
Well,
I mean, it could still be that answer.
No, answer.
Then it's just
I
that
like that.
I'm sleeping with his daughter.
Okay.
We'll take it back a full step.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it's slightly acceptable.
Yeah, no, I like that. Like, I want to like emphasize that you're not choosing like this isn't like a blood enemy who's like out to get you. This is just someone who you interact with who doesn't really like you.
I think that's just
that's a great reason why.
Because in Blades, it was like this is your nemesis. If I recall.
Yeah, I think it was.
And for Uma, who is Uma's difficult friend?
Okay. Are we picking this from the difficult friends list here?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So, all right. I was thinking had it down. I had it nailed down to 2. I'm gonna go with Brackley.
A deserter.
What is he?
Oh, okay.
Deserter.
Oh, okay.
Out of curiosity, a deserter from which army?
From my army.
So they deserted from the
Alluvium army.
So, did you
a friend
know
of mine,
him?
but they deserted.
Did you know him before he deserted, and then when you moved to Duskfall, you found him again? You were like, "Hey, son of a bitch."
Basically, yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
They were someone.
Well, yeah, and he ended up in my unit, and was supposed to be there during a
deserted from your units.
Yeah, he was supposed to be there when we're like pushing forward, and it's like Brackley. Where the fuck is Brackley? And then I
Now-
end up in Duskfall, and it's like, you son of a bitch.
Now, I want to ask: is this someone you think of as a friend or a rival?
More of a friend.
Okay,
Yeah, he's kind
so
of
like you don't really hold too much of a grudge about their desertion.
not too much. Kind of a disappointment, but I can kind of understand it since I'm
Okay.
having my own difficulties.
Yeah. And who is your difficult rival?
Same list.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with who is that? The Fellows, the army officer.
Okay. Yeah. What?
And basically, it's because he was an awful command officer, and like he's got it in for Brackley.
So was this an officer from the Alluvium army?
Yeah, like our command, like mine and Brackley's commanding officer, that unit.
Okay. You don't have to have an answer for this. I don't know if it'll ever come up in our 3 sessions. What is an officer of the Alluvium army doing in Duskfall?
Prime.
Retired.
No, that's because that's
Yeah.
like I would think initially like, oh, this is someone who like, why would they come here?
Mm-hmm. Well, I can
But,
think of I
like,
can definitely think of a good reason.
But like the reason I say you don't have to answer it right now is because I feel like it's an interesting question that I want to posit, but it doesn't need an answer immediately.
Misery in the
It's kind of
chat.
one of those things where I'm like, wait, like I get
Takes
why
me
like
down to
Brackley
six.
would be here. Because Brackley ran the fuck away and probably tried to get as far the fuck from Aruvia as possible. But this guy,
Misery in the chat suggests that he's here chasing down deserters.
That's
could
where I
be.
was going with it.
Yeah.
could be. But you know what? I don't want it to. I just file it in the back of your head. If it comes up, it comes up.
There you go.
But it's just it was something I thought was kind of an interesting thought. Cool. So we've got those marked. Now you're going to choose your vice. Every scoundrel is in the thrall of some vice or another, which they indulge to deal with stress. Choose a vice from the list and describe it on the line above with the specific details and the name and location of your hookup in the city. You can create a vice purveyor or ask the GM to tell you about a couple likely options for your vice. Do you see the vices there? We got faith, gambling, luxury, obligation, pleasure, getting fucked up, and weird. Does anyone already know what their vice is?
I'm actually
Yeah,
gonna change
I
that.
do. I picked basically getting fucked up, but it's basically drinking into a
Okay.
stupor.
What's your favorite pub?
Ugh.
There's a list of options.
Is there a list? I don't.
Yeah.
There's a list of pubs. I didn't know that.
Well, there's usually at least 2 pubs in the Vice list. In the getting fucked up thing. I believe there was one.
Yeah, so if you look a few pages on page 41,
Yeah.
pleasure or getting fucked up. There's Rennie, the give me a hot sec here.
Yeah, I see Benson.
Yeah.
at the Black Goat Tavern on the docks.
Oh, right. Who's hooking you up? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. My brain wasn't quite making that connection.
Weren't parsing the phrasing correctly?
Yeah, I was like, wait, why is this saying a person? And I just had to, it wasn't clicking. Okay, it's given like the person at the place who
Right.
hooks you up. Okay.
Benson sounds good. Benson at the docks.
Yeah, Benson getting fucked up at the Black Goat Tavern at the docks. And is Benson the bartender there?
Yeah. I'd say the bartender owner. Just a little dive, huh? At the docks. Not huge.
No, I like it. That's not how you spell docks, but whatever.
I just wrote dorks.
I wrote D-O-K-S.
Yeah.
Docks.
In my head, I thought DOX, which is a different thing.
My favorite Mistborn character.
Oh, yeah.
Cody, do you know what Oxford does? What Oxford's vice is?
I originally had gambling, and I just changed it to obligation because I think it fits more of the aristocrat.
Okay.
And like that old money tie.
Yeah.
So I went with Miss Asta, which is the dock. Yeah. Sorry, please. A park controller at the docks. Blackthorn park controller, the docks.
What's your obligation to them?
I think. Now we're a small gang, but I imagine my family has like a bigger gang that they actually.
We don't even know what your crew is yet.
Sure. But like kind of like a mob tie to where like people are fucking with her, people giving her a hard time, or like smuggling things in. I kind of maybe I have more family here that kind of takes care of her more like the business. But every once in a while she'll ask me for a personal favor, or I'll check in, I'll drop her off some cookies, some fresh fruit.
And this is how you let off steam.
Well, I mean, in a way, it's like positive stress because I feel like I'm giving back to my family. Because obligation is.
No, that's.
Yeah.
That's. I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha. No, I like it. Jazz.
Yeah, so I took gambling, and this was kind of a no-brainer for me. I'm taking Sybil Bexley at Paddle's Private Members Club in White Crown. So I think this is like a high-end members-only gambling parlor.
Oh, I like it.
That I go into and play 5-card braggart or whatever the high-end version of that is.
Good.
Is that your game of choice?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm in there with a full suit, sometimes a tux and a drink, gambling, functionally alcoholic.
Cool. You know what? Give me. That's not.
While Jason's writing, I'm curious, Steve. For the operative, what is the unique thing your character gets? Is it a background faction? Is that probably what it is?
Yes.
Okay, because
it's a
like
background
Cindy
faction.
got the extra per. Right?
Now the thing about background factions is, or backing factions, not background, but backing factions. They're a faction that supports your character. Other characters can get them in play, but only the operative starts with one. So basically, like you'd have to like join a mob and gain their trust, but I'm already in one.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, well that's like, so Steve, can you pull up the map of Duskval?
Yes, sir. Not that one. We want that one.
So what I find really interesting about all your vice purveyors is Uma and Oxford's vice purveyors are in the docks there. Yeah, Steve knows where I'm pointing at.
Yeah.
But Jazz, his vice purveyor is actually across the bay in the hoity-toity OG high class part of town.
White Crown. All these names are the same from the first game, by the way.
Yeah.
Tricks. That's kind of cool.
That's my whole like operative cover is like I'm a respectable son of a bitch. I work at the university.
Yeah.
I play poker with the rich guys. Yeah.
No, I dig that like two of but I like that two of you are like when you go to like let off steam, you go to the docks.
Yeah.
And one of you goes to like the ritzy place. Like I'm just enjoying that.
Yeah. And it's also fun that we could maybe like walk out to the bay and look across it at each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wonder if the barge is still there.
Yeah.
Cool. So now you record your name, alias, look, and what you're wearing. So I know we've it's kind of come up a little bit, but can each of you just kind of give me a quick look at casting and style for your character?
Yeah, I think I'm inspired by like the older James Bond movies for this character. So I'm definitely in, suits and sport coats, sometimes a tux depending on the venue. But yeah, that's the answer to that.
Well, you know what? Let me further that. Do you have anything on my plate? Oh, yes, you do. So we'll get to that in a bit.
Okay.
How old is Jens?
35.
Okay, so wow. If I was Cody, that would be old. But
yeah,
I would never. Oh my god!
Wow, that's still pretty young.
No, you know what it is? I feel like 35 is if you're in pretty good shape. You can do a lot at 35 that you could still do in your 20s.
Yes.
And it's before your knees start to go, if you're lucky. So
That's true.
Yeah.
For most
Cody,
people,
you're like
that's
mid-20s, right?
I'm fucking 30.
Okay. No, I was just like, because I was like,
I know.
Blurted out, oh, so you're really young. And then I'm like, wait.
So
Total side note, I joined a new guild in one of the games I play. And I'm the oldest by it's 25 to 29. I'm the oldest. I'm getting called old left. I'm like, okay. Hey.
You're not the youngest person on this channel anymore, by the way. You were for a long time. But now we got Max on Friday, and he's 25, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Steve, the reason I asked, the reason I was kind of asking how old you were was because I was originally going to ask, I was originally going to comment, so like George Lazenby, but as Dr. Jones at the university.
Yes.
But maybe a little younger.
Yeah, well, how old was George Lazenby at the time? He didn't look too old.
It depends on the movie. When I think of George Lazenby, it's Never Too Young to Die, and he was kind of old in that.
George Lazenby only did one Bond movie.
Yeah,
I think it was his On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Yeah, he did one Bond movie, but I believe he was the actual he was the casting that Ian Fleming wanted for Bond.
I believe Ian Fleming supported Roger Moore, if I'm remembering that correctly.
Okay.
But it's been a while.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
Yeah, Lazenby was actually 30 at the time, so I'm a little older than he was. Yeah.
No, that's great, man. I love it. For Uma and Oxford's, likewise. If you've gotten, if you can give me a casting and just a general style vibe for them. I know y'all have mentioned it a little. I know Cody's mentioned it a little bit, but just kind of consolidating it here.
Cindy, would you like me to go first?
Go for it.
All right. I'm a gaunt, flamboyant man with a very soft face. I wear a turtleneck with black slacks, brown Oxfords with a brown belt, and I'm always seen with my massive fur coat.
Turtleneck and fur coat. That's your deal.
Yeah, I figured I was so gaunt, I'm always cold.
Okay.
So, do you have like I can picture this, but like, if I asked you to do like a dream casting for it,
I don't think so.
Okay, no, that's fine. That is A's okays. I still I dig you're kind of tall.
Yeah.
Like, you're fucking rail thin, but the turtleneck and the fur coat.
Yeah.
I love it.
So the Ratatouille, the food critic, except I don't want to look that old because I think this character's pretty young.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get what you're putting down there, and I dig it.
Steve no longer asks me for young people slang. Yeah. I would say my character is maybe as young as 24 because I'm an unmarried old money aristocrat. I still have enough energy to party all the time and do all these party drugs and show up.
Definitely.
So, but I'm mature enough to pay respects to Mrs.
Asta.
Asta. Yeah.
Yes. Cindy.
Yeah. So,
What?
excuse me. My character, Cat Prime. My character probably looks a little bit older than she actually is.
That makes
Just
sense.
from being in the war and probably from drinking too much. She's probably about average height and a bit muscular. She's usually wearing just old, army pants and boots and either a black t-shirt or, any other plain green or gray something. She just doesn't put a lot into any of that. Her hair's curly, but she keeps it short and buzzed on the sides.
Like military surplus wear.
Basically, yeah. She's
I like that.
can't kind of let that go.
No, I dig it. So I pushed Cody and Steve a little bit.
Yeah.
If I had to ask you for a dream casting for this character, for Uma.
And I can't think of one.
Just if you were it would be really cool, this actress.
I might think of one later, but I can't think of one right now.
Okay, no, that's just fine. I still love the.
Yeah, and so she's usually pretty calm and quiet, but it's like a brooding volcano, basically. Her fists could start flying any second.
Misery suggesting
easy answer.
Sigourney Weaver.
Maybe a stalkier Sigourney Weaver.
I like Sigourney, but she's kind of skinny.
Yeah, Sigourney Weaver's really skinny.
So yeah, you got your military surplus chic, and you're really broody. I love it.
I was thinking maybe Charlize Theron from Atomic Blonde, but add maybe a few years.
I have no idea who that is.
Okay, well, don't worry about it.
Not done.
Oh,
Put that in
okay.
the chat, and I'll look it up later.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You got to get back to me on that, Cindy.
Okay. Put it in the chat, or I won't remember. And
One of you remind me to put that in chat over break.
What, Atomic Blonde?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an absolutely fantastic movie.
Yes. Oh, look at all of this stuff I could have been asking you. I just got down to hey, here's some tours of duty, veteran questions. Run through the background questions together. Okay, but we're still doing. Oh my goodness, is crew before? Oh no, cool. It is not before. So we'll come back to that because we're going to shift over to crew creation, which I believe we've done a little bit of chit chat about, but we haven't really nailed anything down for this yet. So just for the folks at home, I'm going to go over the different crew types. There is the hit squad, which are contract killers, accidents, disappearances, murders, and ransom operations. Militants, revolutionary activists, assassinations, demonstrations, sabotage, and battles. The Utopians, an esoteric cult working towards an utopian dream. They may start with good intentions, but they're on a dark road to damnation. Dealers, pushers who acquire and sell illegal product, drugs, literature, paranormal experiences, or any other contraband. Steve, I know you weren't super keen on these, but one of the cool things that came up in the Blade 68 Discord was, I believe it was in Soviet Russia, there was a whole trade in black market records that were cut onto old X-rays.
Oh.
And I thought that was like the weirdest, coolest fucking thing.
So like an old X-ray image, like a big thing,
Yes.
and then they would cut record grooves into it?
Yes.
Wild.
Yeah,
That they could have that music.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I remember seeing something. I can't.
And
remember.
I know you're not super into the dealers as a crew, and I'm not trying to push them. I just wanted to bring that up because I read a little bit about that and thought it was really weird and cool.
Yeah.
It is.
Then we got the heist team, which are expert thieves who execute elaborate bank heists, art heist, intel heists, and jewelry heists. And then we've got, finally, the racers, thrill seekers and daredevils who execute smuggling operations, hijacking, hot pursuits, and compete in dangerous races. And, you know, for the folks at home, you're going to go, oh, it's the Fast and Furious option. And it is, but it's also the Gone in 60 Seconds option, potentially the Italian Job option.
That's the one that fits the aesthetic, I think. Old Italian Job.
Yes. Yeah, I was going to mention the OG Italian Job with Michael Caine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so those are the crews. What crew is really speaking to y'all?
So I like Heist. I feel like Heist is fun. For my character, Hit Squad or Militant makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
I could be convinced for dealers if it was some weird thing we were dealing. Just being a drug dealer, I don't think I would do.
No, there's a lot here. There's a lot here too. I just wanted to point that out because I thought it was weird and cool, and I wanted to go over all of them just for the folks at home and just as bringing it all up.
Yep.
Well, if we pick dealers, we have to have a hard rule about not selling people.
Absolutely.
So first of all, Steve, do you have a spreadsheet for the crews?
For some reason, this thing that I have only has dealers and heist team in it.
I will say I thought dealers and racers made sense for me. At least my backstory, but I'm open to all of them, of course.
Well, that was something else I actually wanted to. Oh, did we lose Cindy? Or did you?
No, I'm here.
That's Steve.
She was just holding real still.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So one of the things I was kind of curious about is what, it's kind of a intertwined sort of question. Is what brought the three of you together? What's your goal as whatever crew you're doing? because like a lot of them, like the militants, like definitely are the sort of people that are working towards something. But like I could also like you all, like honestly, you got a really cool spread of people. Like heist team totally works. Because like you've got someone who's got the skill, you got the muscle, and you got the face.
Yep.
Like you basically got the whole deal here, you know? Maybe you don't have the brains, but
let me bring up who I chose for my backing faction, because that will inform this, I think. I chose Section 6. They are responsible for enforcing the reality constancy law. They basically means they investigate anomalies and unlicensed paranormal experimentation. So I'm like a covert operative for the government Ghostbusters.
well, they're also responsible for the disposal of the dead, because it's still Duskfall, it's still Blades, and ghosts don't just dissipate into nothing when you die.
Yeah.
And zombies and vampires.
But whatever...
Well, that's what zombies and vampires are, is they're ghosts that are inhabiting a new body.
Yeah, so whatever, normal Section 6 officers do, I'm something else. I'm an operative doing covert missions for them.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're doing covert missions, and, who knows what they want from you right now.
Right.
Well, what do we have access to the heist sheet? Heist can be anything, right?
It's basically you steal shit.
Yeah, we steal shit.
Yeah, we can steal information.
I can do heist team.
We can steal people, which we'll have a rule we can't. We can steal cars, which I think will, so.
Right.
Do we like heist team?
I think
pretty
heist
safe.
team works.
Awesome.
Let's do it then.
I like Racer a lot, but that's okay.
I mean, we don't have to do just the one that I have a spreadsheet for. We can do racers. Racers sounds fun. I'm not sure how to link it to my character's deal, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, give me a hot sec here.
Okay.
I want these.
Oh, it's the smuggling thing too.
Yeah, so the racers are going to be like smugglers. You've got cool cars. You got cool vehicles and shit. And you do, like cool car stunts and like the big turf stuff on the crew sheet is basically like big races.
Yeah,
I do like the smuggling
big
thing.
Races. But they could also be like, big, just, really big car chases, like something really involved, though.
So, Cindy, the reason I keep laughing and talking about human trafficking is because in Blades, we played a smuggling crew that had a hard rule of no people.
Yeah.
Refused to be human traffickers.
And for some reason, we just kept fucking smuggling people.
Literally
I don't
every
think
episode.
that guy qualified as a person, but that's okay.
He wasn't a person, but you didn't know that at first.
I see.
Yeah, for 3 jobs, we were essentially trafficking a soul of some kind.
All right.
So,
well,
what do you all want to do? Because I like all of them.
Yeah. So at this point, I feel like I'm for heist team or racers. If we do racers as like a smuggling thing.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm also
we're not
at.
doing smuggling.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Cody?
Let's do heist so we're not doing smugglers then.
Just because we did smugglers before?
Yeah, make them watch the VOD.
Although technically, you did smugglers. I was GMing, so I was never a smuggler.
I did smuggle.
You were being smuggled.
Technically correct. Okay, we do heist team. That makes it easier to fill out this sheet.
True. Cool. So, So grab the crew sheet for that type and the generic base sheet used by all crew types, and record the following choices at crew creation as you go. Record the following choices in crew creation as you go.
All right.
Your crew begins with 2 stacks in its coffers. That's
2
the
stacks.
remains of all y'all's savings.
That is the new term for currency
Yes.
for those uninitiated, because
Used to be
originally it was coin.
Used to be coin. It was abstract.
Now it's stacks.
It just means an amount of money. It's abstract. We've 2 of them.
And you are going to note that you are tier 0 with stronghold. Tier 0 with stronghold and 0 rep.
Hold is strong. Tier's already 0 because it's checkboxes. Where's rep on this thing?
Rep is just empty. It's
up there.
underneath hunting ground.
Okay. Cool.
Or no,
Sure.
that is a different reputation. There's
Oh?
a reputation meter in the left of that, like.
Oh, yeah, there it is. So 0 rep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So you're going to choose your initial reputation. Your crew has just formed and acquired a base of operations. Given this group of characters and their previous escapades, what initial reputation would you have amongst the factions of the underworld? Choose one from the list below or create your own. You're going to earn XP when you bolster your crew's reputation. So think of this as another cue to indicate what sorts of action you want in the game. And I'll just read them off from what I'm looking at. We've got ambitious, flashy, daring, honorable, ruthless, professional, calculating, freewheeling, subtle, eccentric, loyal, deceptive, stubborn, menacing, strategic, relentless, tenacious, and groovy.
I was waiting for you to say groovy.
I was gonna try and say it really cool, and then I was like, wait, no, I feel like if I try and say it really cool, you're gonna think I'm trying to like go, hey, you should do this one, when I don't actually have I don't have a preference, but it's just fun to say groovy.
I feel like I know these players, myself included. I know that if we take subtle, we will have a very hard time living up to it and play. Eccentric, or if we were to make our own, maybe mysterious. I feel like our personalities and backgrounds and motivations are diverse enough that any list of jobs we've been involved in the past would probably just confuse people. It's like, why are they doing these things specifically? I don't get it.
Well, the thing is, like, I could definitely see you being like professional, like this crew being professional.
Yeah,
I could see you being like that, like between Jazz and Uma, like I can see professional. I could see like ruthless, strategic, with like Oxford's and Uma. I could see I mean, Oxford's like definitely like I just got to put groovy in there anyway because I know he's gonna. Like,
Yeah, maybe.
You know, like Cody is on. Like I keep like picturing Oxford's as being like actually kind of brooding, but I don't think that's the sort of guy you've been describing.
It's hard because like I am like the teetotaler, like drug user, right? But that doesn't really work with brooding. Huh?
Well, no, like so I see you as like sort of like the Lurch from the Addams Family and like countenance, like in my head, but I don't think that's like what Oxford's is actually like.
Yeah,
I
he's
feel like he's like
gonna be like
Lurch.
Austin Powers.
Yeah, he's like Lurch, but with a big smile and like people like him.
and bad teeth.
But like I like the weird juxtaposition of that because like he's like kind of weird looking, but he's like just really like personable.
Yeah.
That's great.
I think something I like for honorable is important to me. So I
Okay.
don't like ruthless. If I were to be like, and
Yeah.
menacing,
No.
I don't think I want menacing either. Because
I
at the end of
think-
the day, Miss Asta's a nice grandma, right? You know?
I think professional. I think Jason made a good case for professional. We've got,
And
you've got your aristocrat background, and Uma's military, and I'm this highly trained operative. So I think that one makes sense for us.
I agree.
And I can
Yeah.
tie honor into professionalism.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's just so what this is like. This is basically you're trying to ping this for XP points.
exactly.
You want to be professional because when you're professional, you get better quicker.
I
You get
feel
more
like,
stuff quicker.
given where the three of us all spend time, we have to be super professional even just to meet with each other, or we're getting arrested.
Yeah.
Like, we have to do everything
No, I love
smart.
it.
Yeah.
I love it. So, also, let's talk about your crew's base. So, this could grow into something grand in time, but starting at tier 0, it's a fixer-upper with potential. So, some ideas for this that they put out is an abandoned department store, an underground bunker complex, a gloomy warehouse on the docks, the floors above or below a smoky bar or lounge, a decrepit mansion, a junkyard, or an auto shop. I mean, some of those are a little more applicable than others, but you're also gonna choose which district, or choose the district in which your base is found. Are you going to be based in some derelict area? Or are you going to be based in like some derelict area of a wealthy district, or is your base one of many other rundown buildings in a destitute area? A good district of choice. Excuse me. Sorry. A good district of choice is Crowfoot, known for its street gangs and open criminal activity, but also swinging music, fashion, and nightclubs. But we're not wedded to that.
I have a suggestion. Cody, you have Unabelle, a socialite, as your friend.
Yep.
Right? So maybe she runs a club in White Crown, and we have like a room off to the side or above that club where we have our crime meetings.
Yeah.
You and I could
Question
get
is,
in there.
Do I own the club? Did mommy and
No.
daddy buy me a club? No, we're not there? Okay.
No, I think
Well,
it's
no,
just a room that someone lets us use.
Okay.
Because
Well, so it's probably a little like if you want to have room to expand.
Yeah.
Because just I'm gonna keep moving a little bit, even though we haven't made a definite choice, just to give just some idea stuff.
Sure.
So you're also going to end up choosing 2 pieces of base flair. Choose 2 pieces of flair that you've added to the base. They have no direct mechanical effect, but might play a part in a fictional context, especially for an unwinding scene. Whenever you go up in tier, choose another piece of flair for the base. And if you go to page 87 of the playtest document at the top of the page, the ideas for that are like a bar, a conversation pit with shag carpet, a discotheque, a sauna, a professional kitchen, dining room, library, cinema, swimming pool, aquarium, conference room, wine cellar, plant conservatory, stellar observatory, a trophy room, communications hub, meditation room, game room, art studio, music room, tea parlor, ball court, and front business.
Yeah.
And a front business would basically be like a laundromat, autopod, like a car wash, a real estate office, that sort of thing.
If we went with
And-
front business, or if we went with my suggestion, I feel like front business would be kind of built in. It's not our business, but it's there.
Well, you could also just say, like, because that's essentially if you're doing, like, oh, you've got a few, like, the lounge could be, like, the, like, first floor of this building, and you've got the upper floors of the building.
Right. So,
okay.
And they're it's mostly, kind of run down right now.
yeah.
But you got a little bit going on in there, and you got plans for it.
So, what I was thinking about the base in general, what I was going to say is, Cody and I both have connections to the upper crust, so we could just walk in as customers, and it could be that that's where Uma works as a bouncer, which would get us in there easily. Yeah. And if we do want to do that, then several of these work very well, like a bar or the conversation pit or the game room.
Also, think of your base flare isn't going to be the lounge that you're like above. It's what's going to be in your base.
Yeah,
Right,
it's like
the lounge
separate
is
from the
there.
cover.
It's separate.
It's
Yeah,
not
the
part of
lounge is
disguise.
there, but like
Right.
having a bar in your base, like, it wouldn't be the bar in the lounge.
No.
Can I be totally
That's not what I'm
honest?
thinking. Yeah,
I'm so partial to aquarium for no reason other than I like fish.
it works with the aesthetic too. We can do aquarium.
No, I love it.
Cindy, do you have something you really like just because you freaking like it?
I was honestly, I thought the communication center sounded
Yeah.
interesting.
Communication hub. Oh yeah,
That's your aesthetic. Let's do it. Let's do that. Let's
do
Yeah,
that.
no, I love it.
aquarium and communication hub. I love it. Since I
Dude, don't drop a
describe the
radio in
hideout.
the fish tank.
You guys can pick the flares. Yeah.
So real quick, I just want to kind of nail down. So you've got the floors above. What was the bar?
I
We
think a
did
fish
we
tank on
name
the
it?
second floor is a brave move, by the way.
I don't think we named the place, did we?
No, it was.
Una
it was-
Bell's. I made it up. Una Bell, a socialite, is what it says on Cody's sheet. And I said maybe she owns a club and we are above
Well,
it.
I like it being I like the smoky lounge bar.
Okay.
Can we call it Marlene's?
Yeah.
Cool.
Floors above.
Yeah. And I know that floors above a smoky lounge bar is one of the suggestions here. I was actually thinking about a series of fantasy books by Michael Sullivan called the Rhaenyra Chronicles, where it's like there's an inn and tavern, and then like these two guys have their little crime club, and they just meet in the side room that no one else is allowed in because they're friends with the owner. And so it's like it's part of the club, but it's just it's part of the same building, but other customers don't come in here.
Well, I think the reason they've got it is like, oh, it's the floors above it, as opposed to being like room in it, is they like, at least narratively, it wants to have a little bit of base building.
Yeah,
like,
for sure. That makes a lot of sense.
As opposed to like, oh, you've got this like 20 by 20 room that you're constantly cramming more stuff into.
Although,
Right.
no,
Right.
yeah,
And I think I read that you can later on add like security systems and things like that. So
Yep.
in a little room, that would be.
Yeah, there's more stuff. There's more base building in this game.
I think the Tide Wraiths had like a barge that they kept upgrading.
Yep. We had our
Oh, that's
barge
fine.
and we had a barge.
Yep.
We had two
And a
barges.
ghost servant that we anchored to the boat.
Yeah.
She hated us.
And
And she counted as an upgrade.
no, Cody, let's be specific. She hated me.
She
Yeah,
did.
she did love
I
me.
got her killed.
Yes.
Instantly.
That's right. You pushed her down. You pushed her down under the robot's legs or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was collateral damage in a devil's bargain to get me an extra die on something.
Yes.
And she died.
Yes. So real quick, so we've got an aquarium.
Yeah.
And the communication hub.
I pictured the communication hub like 1989 Bat computer, where like you sit down and it's this big thing, but it's all CRT screens. And
see, I'm right now. I'm picturing like ham radios and like
oh yeah, but built into the same
like retro CRT screens, but like it's still a little hodgepodge.
Yeah.
Like it's what you've been able to scrounge together, and maybe someday in the future it'll look like Batman 89's like computer setup.
Okay, I said Batman 89's computer setup as something that already looks bad and dumb, but okay.
No, that's
if you're saying we need to even grow into that.
No, just like for where you are, like you're not gonna have like some full computer setup, but I could totally see you having like a few TV screens and some radio equipment, like some like secondhand radio equipment that like Jazz and Uma have been like tinkering with a bit, and Oxford's has been getting like the coolest fucking fish for this fish tank. The fish tank's like Oxford's. Where is the fish tank?
I think it's in the middle of the room.
So okay, cool. Because I was gonna say, like, when you first enter like your domain, you see that fish tank, like you're walking into a fucking an Asian restaurant, and they got that big fish tank up front. And the reason I'm kind of harping on this a little bit is because I wanted to ask Oxford's what, like, just in like Earth terms, what kind of fish have you got started in that thing?
So I was actually thinking much more of like a chest high, like touch pool, and like we have lobsters in them, and we like if we cut off someone's finger on a jaw, we throw it in there and they eat it. It's fine.
Oh, I love that. That's fucking
Uma
great.
loves that too.
I don't cut off people's fingers unless it's like it's the third act turning point and I'm just brutalized
like,
already.
Just some type of bottom feeder tank. It's a touch tank.
Here's the thing. Uma, I can see cutting people's fingers off like that. Jazz, no. Jazz is too too professional for that. Oxford's would think about it. He'd be like, "Yeah, that's the cool crime guy thing that I do."
See,
I never really do it.
I also feel like I would get upset, right? It's like, you can't feed Hector too many fingers. He's got high cholesterol. Like, lobsters have cholesterol.
And that's when Uma drops a beer bottle in there.
Yeah, exactly. Something hearty, honestly. A heart.
We do have a long-standing tradition on this channel of finger taking. That was Throck's whole deal. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking something up real quick because I want to share it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do think Jazz would take a finger.
I want to share it with you guys.
Hit me.
No, yeah, over break, but we're not quite at break yet. Cool. So we've got your base. We got some flair for the base. I love it. Now we're going to define your hunting grounds and meet your ward boss. Also,
what? I don't know what that is.
Because I'm a dingaling. You're in is your base in White Crown?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so, because that's where I go to hang out.
I love it.
Yeah.
Dude, security is gonna be so tough. That first time we hit that heat meter, we're gonna get slammed.
Well, give me a sec because I want to give myself another copy of this because I could because it's gonna be fucking everywhere. So I'm scrolling down to the
Districts.
Yeah, because I kind of want to go over, and I got to point that shit out too. Something totally different, but it's really cute, and I love it, and I want to make a note of it.
You want page 294 if you're looking for White Crown.
Thank you. 294?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that was way further down than I was. Because I just kind of want to go, so White Crown is perched atop the high cliffs on an island across North Hook Channel from the city proper. Sprawling estates contain the stunning mansions of the wealthy. Some are traditional marble and stone, while others are the swooping curves of steel and glass that characterize modern architecture. Excuse me. The district is a world unto itself, the home of true power and absolute prestige. Most citizens will never even set foot here. Oh, I know why that's being weird. It's not being weird. So one of the reasons I wanted to ask that is because I almost wanted to try and push you into either Brightstone or...
I was thinking after that description, would Uma even be able to step foot over there without causing a scene?
Hey, every place has people that work at it. That's why I was saying you're the bouncer.
That's a good point.
Me, I don't want to shut down what you want. I like it.
Yeah,
but what Cindy brings up there is kind of
what you were thinking.
It's a thing where it is definitely the hoity-toity ass you essentially you're in fucking Beverly Hills double plus.
Right, the people that do work there probably wear the nicer uniforms and they're all clean and spit shiny and all that. That's what I was thinking. Is that
fair?
Correct?
Which is kind of why I was going to attempt to persuade you to move your base into Brightstone, or one of the still high class upper crust areas, but not quite the high class upper crust area.
Right.
Brightstone works just as well for me. I was thinking of Brightstone more as the residential part of rich people, and White Crown is where they go to hang out. But I mean, yeah, as long as it's a middle class or upper place,
Oh, see, to me, Brightstone is the upper class. Whitehall is the step above that.
Actual royalty.
Yeah.
All right, well, we can do Brightstone if you guys want to do Brightstone. That works just as well.
But if you want to do Whitehall, I am fucking down for it. Because I like it. I like that you've got your. I like that you're setting your base up in the seat of power and in the bright fucking opulent fucking shit.
Well, too bad we're going to Brightstone.
Yeah, it's neutral to me between the two.
I only care if it logically makes sense, because I think my character lives in White Crown, but my vice is in the docks. I don't want to go all the way to 6 Towers. That's all I care about, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's kind of sort of why I wanted to push it that, because White Crown is really I said, Brightstone would probably be like the Beverly Hills, and White Crown is like what's the more hoity and toity from Beverly fucking Hills? But that's White Crown. I feel like if I was European, I could think of something good.
It's like living next to the castle.
Well, yeah, because there's fucking castles and shit in Europe. But so your crew is brand new, but you have chosen some small part of a district as your hunting grounds. This is the area that you usually target for your scores. You know it well. Your hunting grounds don't have to be in the same district as your base. The area is small, only 3 or 4 city blocks, but it's still claimed by somebody. I will tell you which faction is your local ward boss. So,
okay.
Where do you want your actual hunting grounds to be?
I feel like we need upper crusty hunting grounds, right? Because
what exactly do you all steal generally?
I mean, that's probably a good question to answer before we.
Well, one question at a time. I was saying I feel like we need upper crusty hunting grounds because otherwise my whole job doesn't make sense, right? Like, why would I be a professor at the university if I'm not there for a reason? And am I the only one with a day job?
I think
being
so.
And
no. Steve, so I honestly kind of saw Jazz's professorship as less of a cover and more of what he got recruited from.
I don't think Jazz even sees it as well. Let me think about that. I don't have a response ready off the cuff.
No, that's like so when I pictured pictured or like conceived of your character's backstory, I think I kind of saw them as like a professor with skills who got picked up by Section 6. Like recruited by Section 6, hey, we want you to do X, Y, and Z for us.
Yeah, my conception was the reverse. Like the skills came first, and then they trained me to go into the.
Okay, no, I dig it.
What's the main character of Hunt for Red October?
I don't remember.
Andrew Ryan?
Yeah. Kind of like how he's an analyst made at like field agent.
Yeah, I think my guy was a thug that they trained to be to put on a suit, you know?
Okay. Oh, I like that.
I mean, because that's what I was thinking when I chose my special ability.
Okay.
The wet work.
Okay. No, I dig it. Just weird question. Like, what do your students think of you? And what does Jazz think of poetry?
Oh.
Poetry is useful to convince people that you are intelligent and or romantic. What my students think of me, they probably think I'm intelligent and or romantic. Do they like me as a teacher? Probably not. The ones that are probably like really concerned with grades probably don't like me.
Do you think they don't like you because you're not really a great teacher? Or
yeah, I would say
you act, or because like you've got like weird grading standards.
I think it's that I'm a little bit harsh and maybe not terribly consistent with how I grade things.
Okay.
But mostly I think it's that I'm pretty demanding on the academics, I think.
Okay. No, I dig it.
Yeah.
So like where do you think you primarily work?
Do you need a district from us on this question?
Yes.
Well, we've got two choices. We can take Brightstone because it's where our base is, or we can go somewhere as far away from Brightstone as possible.
And I think if we do that, then we have to like ask permission and pay a tribute. Is that right?
You're gonna have to do that anyway.
Oh, okay.
Wherever you end up, you're paying tribute or you're kind of pissing someone off.
I gotcha.
What kind
I mean,
of
you
stuff
could.
do we like to steal? Actually, like, can we maybe, and then that'll help me determine what kind of district I want to aim for.
Thank you, Cody. That
Yeah.
was something I needed to get back to.
Yeah.
I kind of feel the same way.
That's a great question. That I don't have a clear conception of.
I kind of want to steal cars because like we got that on my mind, right? Now obviously we're not smugglers or racers, but boosting cars sounds really fun.
Okay. Yeah. Like if boosting I mean that's fucking OG gone in 60 seconds right there.
Yeah.
Like maybe because there's we have trains here, so maybe like trains are made somewhere. They get put on, or sorry, cars are made in a factory and they're put on a train to be sold in White Crown or Brightstone or whatever. So we could. I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess as long as there are cars and a train, and that can be really anywhere because we can use the boats because I'm sure they're freight barges with cars on them.
Can it be not exclusively cars, though? Like, we might also do some industrial espionage, stealing new devices, things.
Because I thought that might be interesting as well.
So what was a good... Hey, what's a good page with a lot of the... Oh my god, they're companies. Oh, I found it. Okay, I got it. It's page, like, 264. With a little blurb for each of these things.
Oh.
So... 6 Towers is center of business, imposing office blocks. So that's your downtown. Coleridge is the
when
factory.
you were just talking cars, I was actually thinking of like pushing you a little bit at Silkshore, which is casinos, canals, hotels, tourism, and pure indulgence.
Are we picking 2?
No, you're just going to pick one district.
Okay.
That's where your like primary stomping grounds are going to be.
Silkshore does make sense to me because it's on the same sort of end of town where we all are and where our base is, but it's not in the same district. It's 2 districts away from Brightstone.
Yeah.
Okay,
but,
so we'd be stealing from like individuals, not from companies, right? Where if we went like Coleridge, you'd be stealing from the companies.
Yeah, but Steve bringing up doing like industrial espionage and stuff, I dig that. Coleridge might not be entirely the place because that's going to be more like
that's factories and smokestacks.
Factories.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But,
then I like.
but your head's in the right place.
I like Silkshore at the end of the day. There'll be Lambos there.
It could be Silkshore or it could be 6 Towers. I also like 6 Towers.
6 Towers is like really good for like that just one step up, a little less grimy, a little more white collar crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And like the thing is, 6 Towers, it's gonna be lots of business. We could have like people with lots of money doing lots of bizwiz. They're gonna have their fucking cars that they like showing off and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that also, but it also gives a bit more space for more industrial espionage, and that sort of thing.
Now, we could also do industrial espionage in Silkshore, but we'd have to be targeting the people who are like having backroom deals intentionally off the property, or someone who took something with them that they shouldn't have taken home, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I like both.
and I like both of those. Like, to be perfectly fucking honest, I really
Alright.
like both of them.
I also
Viewers,
like
you
both.
decide. Can we actually push for a break?
Yeah,
Um,
let's decide. Let's make this decision, then do that. Right?
Cindy,
Yeah.
what's your thought on this?
I just had a mental break. Like my mind went boop. What are the two names?
Silk
know what
Shore.
Six Towers and Silk Shore.
Six
And the
Towers
Silk
is
Shore-
like Six Towers is like the business center, and Silk Shore is like the entertainment center, casinos and hotels and stuff.
Oof. I was thinking I can't remember now. The one that where there was a little bit more even keel on being able to do both the car theft and the industrial espionage. If that makes sense.
which of
I'm getting
those
tired.
two is that, in your opinion, though?
Yeah,
I think it was the
because like Steve made a really good point that so Silk Shore is going to be like think like Vegas, like lots of flash, lots of neon, lots of like vice and pleasure, but also like lots of backroom dealing. So
Right.
people, like that'd be the kind of industrial espionage you could be doing there. Whereas Six Towers is going to be a little more buttoned up,
Like the
It's
commercial
gonna be a
district
little
or the
yeah, a
financial
little more
district.
commercial. It's going to be it's Six Towers is the business center of the city, dominated by imposing office blocks and skyscrapers where hives of white-collar workers earn their salaries.
actually, yeah.
But it's also a place where white-collar people, they want to show off their money, so they're going to buy flashy fucking autopods. Boom, there you go. And the like industrial espionage is maybe going to be a little more B&E, maybe a little more straightforward.
Right. But I like the idea of the Silk Shores though. That sounds I
Gold.
can't think of the word, but
Sold.
No, that's awesome.
I
I love
like
it.
I don't know. Sounds more fun.
No, it's ritzy and glitzy. I love it.
Yeah. Those
Okay.
people are gonna have fancy cars too.
All right.
Your hunting grounds
Silk Shore. Sick. Where is it on this map? Oh, okay. It's a little bit past the docks.
on the left.
Oh yeah, I've got it framed out halfway, but it's there.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, then let's, we've decided on your hunting grounds. Let's go to break right now. And when we come back, hopefully I can get this shit wrapped up pretty quick and we can get your first score started.
Sounds good.
Yes. Because
All
we got
right.
about 40 minutes till I gotta fucking crash.
Well, thanks for leading us through this so far. Everyone will be back in 10 minutes to continue our session 0. And the next week, we will also be doing this game. So thanks for watching. See you soon. We're back.
Welcome back.
Yes.
So, you got a little bit of this. You got some places in Silk Shore that you hit up, and that's your usual stomping grounds. And the thing is, the area you usually your hunting grounds, that's kind of ruled over by the Keel twins, a pair of identical twin sisters. They're ruthless gangsters and nightlife celebrities.
Okay.
Generally, they claim all of Crowfoot as their turf. They got a little spot in Silk Shore as well.
Keel Twins, Kell?
Yes.
Like Keelhaul?
Yes.
All right.
Well, can't wait to take over them, which will totally happen in 2 full sessions.
Yeah. Couple grenades.
Nothing prevents us from coming back to this crew later if we want to. So
I still would love to go back to original blades. That's something.
Well, yeah. Let's finish this crew creation.
So, you got a couple options now. You can give them 1 stack in exchange for giving you room to work. You can pay them 2 stacks as a show of respect and get +1 status with them. Or you can keep your money and get -1 faction status with them.
How many stacks do we start with?
2.
2, right?
2.
Yes.
I'm for 1 or 0. I don't want to give them 2 stacks.
Same. Definitely don't want to go both.
And we have to make this decision right now, Jason. You're forcing us to. Okay. Fuck them. We can play them later.
Apparently, I don't know how to type.
You gonna snub them?
Works for me.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're gonna
I'll
take
sell
them
them
over
back to a
anyway.
Lambo. That won't go bad.
So here's some other stuff. After every score, you need to pay stacks equal to your crew tier +1 as a tithe to your ward boss. If you choose not to pay, we start a clock and add 1 tick to a 4-step anger clock.
Ooh.
Every time it fills up, lose 1 faction status with them, and there may be other reprisals.
I'm
You're
gonna
not
go
there
ahead.
yet.
I'm
Pardon?
gonna go ahead and just label this 4 o'clock I have up as anger in advance.
Well,
'Cause at
there's,
some
there's
point-
4 boxes right
You
there.
don't really need to, because we are definitely not getting to that tonight.
Steve,
No,
is that
no,
not
I
what
did.
that
I
box
didn't think
is
we were
right there?
getting to it tonight. Huh? Oh, on the sheet, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So at some point you may wish to supplant them as ward boss. There is a whole thing for this. We're not
Yeah.
going to go into it right now.
Yeah, it's not on my to-do list for any time in the near future.
Now, choose one of those special abilities for your crew.
Oh yeah. What page is that on so I can get there quick?
It is on the crew sheets under Heist Team. It's page 5 of 6.
Oh, I don't think these two have the crew sheets. Let me drop that in the.
So
what about-
look at the stream. See all those entries under special abilities? Steve, can you zoom into those?
Yes,
I think
but
it's okay.
not.
I think I'll be able to find the page in the book with it.
It's not in the book.
It's not in there.
It'll have their skills, won't it?
No, it doesn't
no.
have the crew sheets at
So
all.
yeah, none of the sheets are in the book.
Huh.
But
awkward.
if you look at the video call, here's it.
Ooh.
Whoa!
Oops.
Okay. Well,
Just-
I'll be Cindy.
Okay, well,
Can you
Like,
guys
wrong
just
thing.
can you guys just run to each
other?
other's houses real quick?
Here, I
All
just,
right.
I think it's fine. I can leave and come back. It'll probably fix it, to be honest.
No, I can move you guys around. Don't worry about it. Ugh, but now it wants me to. No, no.
Or Steve, do you want to
Sleepy
not do
time.
that just yet, just in
Not
case?
see that.
No, never mind. It did that because Cindy blinked out for a second. Didn't it?
Yeah, that is what happened. Anyway,
Benefactor is so good, but that's not really useful, I don't think, right now.
what benefactor you said?
Yeah. One last job. Dude, that's so funny.
And synchronized watches is great.
That's like actually like powerful. We could use that right away.
Yeah,
I'm thinking the same thing.
You may use assists or setup actions with any crew member, regardless of the distance. Yeah,
Ooh.
See, if we were to pick one for not like a one shot, I would definitely want thieves with a code. Because we're professionals, we don't want to kill people unnecessarily.
yeah.
But
well,
synchronized
it-
watches, I think, is the best for like a one shot, two shot.
yeah.
Ooh.
I think so too.
So are you going with the synchronized swatches?
Probably, but let me read. I haven't read putting the band back together yet.
It just affects deadlock.
Oh, I don't like that one. That one seems dumb. Let's do synchronized watches.
Cool.
Also, pulled back in is effectively resurrecting retired
Yeah.
Yeah.
characters, which is really cool. And
Now,
also, when you have one last job, is also really funny.
Now,
Yeah,
Benefactor. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I
I was
was.
just gonna say, like Blade 68, like I feel like it has a lot of things like that where it's playing with, like bringing characters in and out of the game. Like you should like look through the playbooks, and check out the time traveler playbooks. They're kind of weird, but kind of cool. Excuse
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
What I was gonna say is, Benefactor is the first one I laid my eyes on, and it could work narratively if we wanted our Benefactor to be the same faction that is my backing faction. That's kind of built in, but I think, I mean, obviously extra stacks is good, but I think synchronized watches is going to be better in play.
I agree. I think synchronized swatches is going to be a little more fun in play. I'm
we
sorry,
all
I will
agreed?
not call it anything but that. I am a
I know.
Parker Lewis can't lose fan.
Everyone happy with that check mark?
Yeah,
I am, yeah.
Cool.
I like it.
Yeah, so we got that. Each crew has 2 pre-selected upgrades that suit the crew, like prowess training or a gang of muscle for the militant crew. You get to add 2 additional upgrades to your new crew, so you'll have a total of 4 upgrades when you start. You can choose from the specific upgrades available to your crew type or the general upgrades on the crew sheet. So, like for you guys, you've got prowess training, and your base is hidden.
Cool.
What does that mean?
It means the cops don't know where it is.
Yeah,
I'm more interested in what does mastery mean under training facilities.
I thought that knocked off a whole tick you needed for EXP.
Oh, okay. So you can't actually get mastery right now.
Okay.
And what what mastery does is your crew, when you get mastery, you have access to master level training. You may advance your PC's action ratings to 4. Until you unlock this upgrade, you're capped at 3. But it costs 4 upgrade boxes to unlock.
Okay.
Interesting.
Got it. Useful, but only in like a long form version, or if we were already leveled up a lot.
And training only matters with significant downtime, if I recall.
Right.
Yeah.
One thing I recall, I mean, Blades in the Dark was one of the first games we ran on this show. It was like the 3rd or 4th game ever. And I gave it 3 sessions right at the beginning because one of the things I learned about it from reading about it is that it doesn't come into its own sort of unique personality as a game until you start advancing.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I'm happy to come back to this later if we want to, or if they release further playtest documents. But one question I have now is, what is the significance of these things up here being on a gray background versus these things being on a white? What is different?
I thought those were elite upgrades.
Well, I think they're also the gray backgrounds. I think are your specific to the crew upgrades.
Oh,
you know what? Give me a quick sec here.
That could easily be what it is. Yeah, that's the high steam specific stuff.
Like they're all a little, but they are all a little bit different. No, you know what? No, they're not. So yeah, the gray background stuff is going to be specific to the heist crew, whereas the white background stuff is the general stuff that everyone would have access to.
That's great. Thank you for that. I think, that said, I actually think secret maps and various keys and pass cards is a great one to go with.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because, like, imagine the, Ocean's 11 team or whatever, it's like they've always got fake IDs. They've always got keys to every place. They know the back route. Like,
yeah.
What do you think, Cody? I mean,
movie.
Oxford's.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
All right. We get 2 upgrades, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so there's that one.
This is also, like, I want to point out, this is where a lot of that base building comes in.
Yeah.
If you want to engage with that. So looking up, I'm pretty sure this secret base is hidden. And secret bases, your base has a secret location and is disguised to hide it from view. Maybe it's a new base, or maybe you find a way to hide your current base. Right now, I'm kind of assuming you're just really fucking new. If you're raided, it can't be at your base until they work out where it is. If they try to raid you outside your base, you take +2 dice to the engagement roll. If your base is discovered, use 2 downtime activities and pay stacks equal to your tier to hide it once again.
Yeah, I think what keeps our base hidden is the bizarre mismatch of personalities that we have. Like, no one can figure out where we'd even be or who we'd be. Like,
yeah, I dig
what are
it.
the odds that it's like a college professor and a bouncer thrown in together?
Yeah.
I'm really good at my job.
Yeah. Your job of being shoes or whatever.
What is that 4th upgrade you want?
I don't know. None of these are super speaking to me. What do you guys think?
It's gotta be a van.
If we chose gear, would that just mean better gear? Like, it's
That's a really good question,
stronger?
Cindy.
That's what I'm curious about.
Gear is already abstract in this game, so I don't really understand that either.
Yeah.
So with the upgrade items.
Okay, it's definitely time to change this.
Clicking on things, and so I'm pretty sure what the upgrade items is it's going to be upgrading the quality of the stuff you have. So each upgrade improves the quality rating of all the PC's items of that type beyond the quality established by the crew's tier and fine items. You can improve the quality of documents, gear. Okay, yeah, this is it. And I keep clicking the wrong thing there. Documents, gear, which is going to cover like burglary gear, climbing gear, paranormal implements, subterfuge supplies, tools, which would cover like demolition tools, wrenching tools, and weapons. And essentially, it just means you're going to have better. Your gear is better. It's going to do better for you.
Okay, so that's an option.
Yeah.
Van is also a good option. Every heist team needs a van, right?
That is, yeah.
And my car is only a 2-seater.
And at some point in the future, we could have maybe a cohort, which is like a henchman NPC character,
It could be
the guy in the van. What was that, Jason?
Well, that's your cohorts could also be multiple people.
Yep.
Right. But yeah, we could have a cohort that's like the guy in the van. Working
I like
the radio.
van. A getaway van is probably a good idea.
I feel like the gear could be a good upgrade, but we would feel the van more. Like we would, when in the middle of a job, we'll know we have a van outside. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's do van.
Well,
Or magically somewhere else.
You know what? No, fuck it. I love the van. It might be a little weird to start. But speaking of vehicles, I apologize, Cody.
It's okay. I got away from us.
No, I came back. I was like, oh, right, that is something. Cody's still got a bit of his playbook to fill out.
Oh,
Yes.
So, Oxford's has a fine 2-seat autopod.
Yeah. The name of my autopod is the Maston Ayrton, with fine wood decal, a drop hood, and red hanging dice. That when you squeeze, mysterious white powder puffs off of
Give
them.
me a hot sec here. 1, 2, 3. because I want to make I need to get back up to. Nope. There we go.
Tell me the name again.
It's Maston Arton.
You son of a bitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. So yeah. So you've got style. What purpose is it? Is it?
I think it's impressive because I didn't want to necessarily do the spy car because I'm not really the spy.
No, no. I like impressive. Like how?
I think it's just like peak luxury. I have red leather. I got the goofy dice. I got the convertible. You know.
So, what should I put in style here?
I put wood detailing, red leather, hanging dice.
Hell yeah.
I'm a big fan of red leather in cars. It's kind of just
No, I am not hating at all, and I've been trying to kick myself to get back to this because I was like I over the break I was like, oh, I read your message. I was like, oh right, you do get a whole thing for that.
Yeah, this was a non-zero reason why I was pushing for racer. But
gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I wish you told me that. I might have leaned into racer more.
No, it's like
oh.
I didn't really look at any of the other sheets except operative.
I was a little surprised because I was like, oh, Cindy is getting something extra. She's getting an extra feat, and you're getting this extra background.
Yeah, you have the backing faction.
Yeah, because I just assumed everyone got a car, but no, just me.
No.
Yep. But because of that, we should make copious use of your car.
Yeah.
Because it's your thing.
Yep. Yeah.
So, actually, to bring it back to your playbooks, Cindy.
Yeah.
Did you ever come up with your deadlock key?
Yes. I think I went with protective to cold.
And also, you have a notable. You have some damage. You have a notable scar, missing eye, nightmares, the shakes. What notable damage does Uma suffer from?
So yeah, she's got some burn scars here. And she's just got some various knuckle scars from fighting. That kind of thing.
I dig the burn scars from the war.
Yeah. So those are from the war.
Ooh.
No, that's
Did I put missing an eye?
Well, you could it's saying you could have a notable scar, a missing eye or limb.
Oh, you're making a list. I was like, I don't remember that.
Because the next question here is, what's something that helps you with that scar?
The burn scar is a problem if we're trying to be incognito, blend in. So yeah,
oh, that's
something
true.
that helps.
It could be a problem.
Actually,
from
when I was
visibility.
originally thinking about this, I was thinking actually more mental stuff.
That works too.
Okay.
Well, you don't have to change it because of what I said. I was just suggesting maybe something that helps.
Because there's weirdos fucking everywhere. And it could be something that it could be identifying, but it could also be just an obnoxiously tender scar where
and
maybe
I can wear stuff around it, scarf or whatever. Not a pretty scarf, but a military scarf thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called. I forgot what they're called.
Like a handkerchief, bandana.
Something like that.
I don't know what the word is you're reaching for.
Yeah, no, I can picture what you're I can picture what you're saying. But what helps you with that scar?
Schmuck.
What helps you manage with having this really just kind of gross, distinctive mark on your body that people can see sometimes?
Well, the bandana would fit that description. Maybe a hood or something, depending on where the scar is.
Do you want to say the scarf?
Yeah, I would say the scarf to make it less noticeable.
Okay.
This whole conversation reminds me of that City on the Edge of Forever episode of TOS when Spock is in the 1930s and he hides his ears with a beanie.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that. Then back to the crew sheet.
Yes.
We did our upgrades. Choose favorite contact. Take a look at your list of potential contacts on the crew sheet. Choose one contact who is a close friend, longtime ally, or partner in crime. And I will have to figure out 2 factions that are impacted by that choice.
So the ones that appeal to me are going to appeal to me because of my character's backstory. So I'm going to keep quiet until you guys put some out there.
My first 2 choices, just without thinking at all, is Rusty and Bloom.
Rusty and who?
Oh.
Bloom. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not drawn towards any in particular, honestly.
And now I'll start thinking about them.
I do like Rusty as well as an information broker.
Yeah.
Because we would need that a lot.
That's true.
A casino host isn't.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything for me.
I think the concierge is more valuable than the host by a lot.
Yeah, I agree with that actually.
Yeah.
Because whether we need a room to crash in or information who's staying here.
I agree.
Yeah, all right, fuck Bloom.
Let's do those 2, Rusty and Cat. I called him Cotton. It's
Cotton?
Cotton? Can we change this character's name to Cotton?
You're only picking one.
Oh, I thought we were doing 2.
For some reason.
So I'm not actually going to do it right now, because we are about. I need to call it in 5 minutes.
Sure.
But I'm going to have Steve save these and post them to the Discord, so that I can give some thought to this over the week.
Yeah.
Just with a little more focus. And I fucked something up earlier. So your hunting grounds are actually your favored operation type. So this might color what kind of heist team you are. Smooth operators who pull off daring art heists, or shady professionals who specialize in stealing espionage intelligence. When you gain turf, you unlock new preferred operations.
Oh.
So the examples given are bank heists, art heists, intel heists, and jewelry heists.
Mm.
And you have kind of...
I feel like what we discussed kind of already fits within the scope of those examples. If we're stealing cars and potentially doing industrial espionage in a Vegas-like area, I think that still works with what you just read out to us.
I think so too.
So, but what it mean, what for me, what it means is that your hunting grounds isn't Silk Shore. It's gonna be cars or espionage or intel.
Oh, that's
we can
actually
steal
way better
cars
from
from
our
anywhere.
perspective. Yeah, that's great.
That's
from our
why I was like,
perspective.
I fucked up here.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah,
They
that makes
start
us
with one as a focus, and then as the crew grows, you branch out into others.
So all that deliberating we did between Silk Shore and Six Towers, it doesn't matter. We can do both. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I dig it if y'all are sticking with boosting cars.
Yeah.
It might seem a little weird for Jazz with his connections and whatnot, but
Yes and no, right? Because cars are
Yeah.
kind of a
Make
new
it work.
technology, you know?
I mean, not every job we take is going to directly correlate, right?
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's
sometimes
your
we're
favorite
just doing it to stay active or keep, get the money or whatever we need. But like,
Yeah. Well, this is essentially like this is what your preferred type of like job is starting out.
and I feel like just lore wise, it's been 100 years since the original Blades in the Dark, and there were not cars in that one. So cars are not that old of a technology. At most, they were invented like 99 years ago. So,
Well, I mean, think about it. It's like it's kind of up there with the 60s. I mean, in
that's true. Yeah.
1968, cars were what, like 70 years old?
Yeah,
Give or
cars
take?
were ubiquitous to young people, but still kind of like, what the hell is this to very old people?
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So yeah, no, I love that.
I think that's everything I remember as far as creating a heist or a crew sheet goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So real
What
quick,
is this section over here?
It's turf. We don't own any turf.
It's turf. You
Okay.
So you see that thing that says base?
Yeah.
That's your turf. And you can
Bottom
do
middle.
jobs to like there are jobs you could take to increase that turf. You could do like I think there are downtime activities that can affect that. But right now, the only turf that matters for you is that you've got that base there.
Right. And it's hidden.
Yes.
Yeah, which is
No one
nice.
can ever find us. I hope.
So
Not even our own members.
Almost just walking around outside. What the hell? Where's this place?
so real quick, can I get you all on page 121 of the playtest doc?
Yes,
Yeah, I'm
sir.
already there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
121.
No, I am.
No,
Hey,
I'm not arguing, man. I'm impressed.
No, I'm calling him a liar.
120. It's supposed to be on 121 because I'm not sure I'm in the same book.
Heist team claims, heist team questions.
Yeah.
Oh, heisting questions. Okay, yes, I am.
So yeah, like what I'm looking at are those questions, and can each of you choose one of those questions and answer it for me?
I feel like because I'm the face, the bard, I just pushed you guys together. But now maybe Steve, it makes more sense. But I don't know why Steve would be approaching me because I don't think I have practical skills.
Okay, here's what just happened. Cody and I both read just the first question and said it was me.
But
Which clearly means it was Uma's idea.
No. Here's the thing. Cody got to it first.
Cody said it first. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
You know what? I actually really dig the idea of Oxford's
Only need
somehow like tagging like Jazz and maybe through Jazz Uma
Yeah.
to start this boosting crew.
But also Oxford's, it could be that he got to Uma through me, but, by the way, are we saying Uma or Uma? You're muted. Or I didn't hear you.
She's muted.
Sorry, Uma.
Uma. Okay.
Okay.
I have a neighbor named Uma, my next door neighbor that I've known for like 40 years, but it's only one M. So I was throwing. What I was going to say was it could have gotten to Uma through me, but it also kind of makes sense for Oxford's to be kind of the span between my upper crust bullshit and her lower crust bullshit.
No, I love that.
But
I love that.
I know
Yeah.
we're short on time, but Steve, if you can think of a good reason why you would approach me, I would happily have it be you because it's counter the norm, I think.
Oh, see, I think that's the opposite because I would expect like the guy who's got it all together, and Jazz is like the consummate professional, and I'm going to tap this person and this person, as opposed to like Oxford's, who's like the party bro. And so this is like the party bro going, yeah, man, I want to start some shit, and I'm gonna this guy seems like he saw you was doing something that let him think you had some skills.
Yeah.
And he probably he'd seen, he knew Uma from like hanging out around the docks and getting into some shady places.
Yeah.
And you knew Uma from when she worked at that short span where she worked at the university. But Oxford's was the one that kind of pushed this all to get started.
Yeah, it works for me. I mean, in terms of the version of it where I did it is just my character is obviously, I'm already a trained operative. I'm already backed by a specific faction to commit certain deeds within the city. I have a motivation to put a crew together, and that crew should be people who aren't exactly like me. So that would be the reason why I would have done it.
See, that's kind of why I like Oxford's.
Yeah, I actually like Oxford's doing it better as well.
Okay, sounds good. Sign me. I'm writing this down for our sheet.
Yeah,
Great.
no, I love
Thank
it.
you.
I was gonna say that maybe I know the streets best.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure,
That's
sure.
I feel like that's your whole function.
Yeah, I mean, like Jazz is either getting sent places or he's at the fucking university all the damn time.
Yeah,
Oxford knows the streets, but not like intimately. But Uma is that person who fucking walks the streets.
What I am is that professor who cancels his office hours every week.
That's really why you're single. I was thinking about, like, you're just never available. That's why they hate you.
You remember Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade when there's a horde of students outside his office banging on the glass and he sneaks out the fucking window? That's me.
Okay. No, I love it. I love all of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve.
So
Yes,
What
sir.
if you were the homework guy?
I think that's me because I have no job.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay, let's go in order though. Yeah.
Well, no, just so I got a question from Cindy and I got a question from Cody.
Okay.
Steve needs to answer one of these questions.
Okay. I think I'm the one with the most experience with heists because I'm literally trained for this job. Everyone else is doing it out of necessity. This is what I was raised to do.
Okay.
And I know I've mentioned George Lazenby Bond a number of times, both on and off stream. But I'm also thinking of the backstory that was kind of not given to us for Bond until Daniel Craig, where it was like, no, he was this brutal piece of shit thug, and they turned him into a gentleman. And I think that's me.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have heist experience because I started off stealing watches and pickpocketing, and then they grabbed me and trained me to do a full Mission Impossible wire work, computer hack, not computers, but whatever.
Yeah. No, I love it. So what I want to do here as we wrap up, I want to get you all on page 193. And I just want you to look over this really delicious greasy spoon menu while I read what the opening of our game is going to actually end up being.
Cool.
Just got to get down to it to read it.
I'm going to put on this song for that.
Goat tongue.
Okay.
So it's the menu, right? I should be looking at this picture.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, like read the first menu item. Just read it out loud.
Fried rat rings.
Sounds good to me.
So
Those aren't very big though.
Now, is it rat meat shaped into a ring, or is it the ring of a rat, like a butthole of a rat?
I haven't gotten that far yet.
I feel like the second one is a lot more work to prepare.
why did that put me? That's so weird.
Dude. The cocktail is horrid. That makes me feel a physical response.
Nice. Okay, so real quick, this is just this is the opening to the Alluvium affair. Consider it right now like a preview. It's a beautiful day with a bright blue sky above. You're in a yellow autopod soaring through the air over Candle Bridge and Crowfoot. Behind you is a psychedelic bloom of colors, an anomaly eruption, an explosive tear in reality. One of you is in the back seat, holding a heavy canister filled with a glowing, pulsing, viscous liquid. Pure alluvium, the very substance of the resonance field. Quantum instability in physical form, rare, unstable, valuable. One of you is driving. You have the location for the client handoff pinned to the dashboard, scrawled on a piece of paper. The handwriting disappears before your very eyes, and from your memory at the same time. Anomaly eruptions are a hell of a thing. None of you remembers the first half of the score. Reality has been altered. The client no longer exists, and neither does the handoff.
All right.
Awesome.
And next week I'm gonna read that again because it's gonna be a little bit different, and we will come the fuck back to it.
Hell yeah, I
I'm
love it.
so excited, man.
Dude, this is great.
Thank you all very much for doing a session 0 with me.
Yeah,
It
you know, I
went
think...
a little longer than I thought, but
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I can count on one hand the number of times we've done a session 0 on stream. We usually just discuss everything in the chat.
like
But this was great.
multiple fingers removed.
Yeah,
And
agreed.
lobsters.
But this was great stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
here's the thing: we have when we first did Blades in the Dark way back, there is a session 0 voice chat channel in the Discord, which has been used, I think, twice ever. And usually we just type because people aren't all around at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was great. I don't know if it was good viewing. It was great for us. Next week we'll be back for session 1.
Yeah.
I think it was a great session, even if no actual game happened.
Yeah.
I love your characters. Your crew is going to be fun as hell. Like for real, I really like I think y'all made some really fun characters. And I'm really excited to get into this.
And I sincerely hope that this session 0 is helpful and informative for the game designer, because this is still a playtest draft, and yeah, I think we should probably put this out there.
I'm gonna link them to it when you put up the YouTube link, when I can get a YouTube link for it.
Because we now live stream to YouTube, you can paste the link that's in the announctions from last week. It'll be the same.
I know. I just have to do it.
Okay.
And I've got a bit of like errata, like misprint feedback to give them as well.
Great.
Cool.
All right.
I'm so excited. I love this setting. I love like character
Can't
creation
wait.
in this game.
Yeah, I am really excited to come back to this. You now have an idea of why I'm really excited for this opening. Yeah. So I will catch y'all next week. My dumb butt needs to get to bed.
Yes, and everyone, we'll see you on Friday. Those of us on the Friday show will see you then for episode 51 of Shadows of Archonia 2 and Archonia Fest at the end of this month, last 3 days of the month. All right, see you.